What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Today I'm walking you through this very glam classic makeup look. This is one of my go-to favorite looks that I do. It's been a while since I've done it, but I had it on in my decor shop with me video and you guys really seem to like the look and want me to show it to you, so here we go. It's just very classic. You can wear this anywhere, to a wedding, grocery shopping, to the gym, and I feel like, yeah, it's glam and it's made up, but it's not too over the top to where you feel out of place. I feel like it just goes anywhere, anytime, and you can pair any lip with it. So I hope you like this video. I'm gonna walk you through all of my tips and tricks step by step. Please subscribe and let's get started. So normally I prep my face, but it is later in the day, so I'm just gonna skip primer today because as soon as this video is done, I'm gonna blast my air conditioning. It is like 95 degrees outside and full humidity. So we're just gonna jump straight to foundation. And the foundation that I have been using recently has been the Benefit the Professional foundation. They just came out with this and sent it to me a couple weeks ago actually. And I've been using it ever since and I really, really like it. So this is a very full coverage foundation, which I usually don't really wear much of anymore. But I go in with such a light amount and it just makes my face look like perfection. So I've been really liking it. Today, what shade do I want to use? I've been using shade 6W. I kind of want to try shade 8. We'll see how this goes. So I'm going to pump a little bit on the back of my hand. I'm going to use my IT Cosmetics number 7 brush, which is my favorite. And, ooh, that is a little yellow. We'll see what happens here. You see how full coverage that is? It was just a tiny bit of what I used on my hand, which already was just a tiny bit. And I do have on a fresh self-tan, by the way. I used the 2 Hour Express from Loving Tan yesterday, so if you're in a similar shade range as me, just keep that in mind. Do a little on the forehead. Ooh, I just got my eyeball. Okay, that is a little yellow for my skin, but I think once I apply the rest of the products, it'll be fine. Yeah, I'm feeling a bit yellow. For my concealer, I'm going to be using the Natasha Denona concealer in shade N3. This has been my go-to concealer for probably the last 6 or 7 months, and I really like it, but I am ready to try something new. So leave your favorite concealers down below in the comments because I just want to try something different and this is running low. It's about that time. Using the Real Technique setting brush, I'm gonna blend this in. Okay, I'm gonna set my face. I'm using the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. This has been my favorite for 15 years, I think. Maybe not that long. More than 10 though. I'm obsessed with this powder. It's the best. I'm gonna bring this under the eyes. I feel like it just smooths everything out. It mattifies the area. It helps your makeup last longer, especially under the eyes. It helps so it doesn't crease. It's the best. For my bronzer, I'm using Radiant Bronze Light from Hourglass. This is one of my favorite bronzers. It's such a beautiful, warm, just delicious bronzer. I especially love this shade in particular when I'm more tan because it works the best when I have a tan. If I'm more fair, this color is just a little too intense, but it is so beautiful. If you are more fair, try Diffused Bronze Light. That one is so gorgeous. Okay, next I'm gonna highlight. I'm using the Film Star Bronze and Glow palette from Charlotte Tilbury. I'm obsessed with this. To be honest, this is my only palette of this that I've had. It's probably expired, but I don't care. And I'm still not done with it. So this stuff lasts a long time. The nose, now the Cupid's bow. I'm also gonna hit the collarbone, because why not? Do the collarbone and we'll also do the shoulder. Ooh, ooh. I'm also gonna powder down the tip of that nose because that's just a little frosty. Okay, for my cheeks, I'm gonna use this one from MAC. I hope they still have it. They've discontinued so many things. This is Peaches from MAC. It's this gorgeous true peach color, and I'm gonna pop that on my cheeks. I'm using a 168 brush from MAC to do this. Oh, it's so beautiful. Such a classic peachy color. And fun fact, my nickname from Ruben is Peish, which means peach. It comes from Jenna Marbles. It's such a weird, random thing, but he calls me Paige and never calls me Bree. So anything Peach I love because it just makes me think of my nickname. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. So my tripod is slightly broken, so I just knocked it down. Hopefully it doesn't fall while I'm recording. Now it feels like it's really high up, yeah? I'm afraid to mess with it. That's better. Okay. Anyway, for my eyes, I already primed them when I did my concealer because I put the concealer everywhere. And then I set them with the powder when I went over my face with powder. So if you haven't primed your eyes, make sure you do that now. I am just going to go over it with my brush just to make sure I don't have any creasing. For my eyeshadow, this is the simplest part of the entire makeup look. It's very simple shadow. So you pretty much just need one fluffy brush. It doesn't matter what kind, whatever is your favorite. Today I'm using this one from Reffer. It's the Reffer 27 brush. And I'm gonna use my MAC single shadows. Cool, that just fell. I'm gonna go into soft brown, which is, boop, this shade here. I'm just gonna bring this here in the crease of the eye. This is gonna be a nice base for the entire look. This is one of my favorite shadows of all time, and it's one of the first shadows I ever purchased from MAC back in like 2010, 2011. I'm also gonna bring that on the bottom so it looks straight up to the ceiling, and then you can just wiggle that under your eye and it won't irritate it. Okay, beautiful. I'm just gonna use the same brush and go into Mulch, which is this shade here. It's a cooler toned brown shade. It's not necessarily gray. I would definitely say it's more brown, but it's not too warm. So bring that there. And then I'm gonna switch to a pencil brush. This one is the Smith 233 brush. And I'm gonna pick up a little bit of Saddle, which is this really dark, warm brown color from MAC. And this, I'm going to be very strategic. I'm just going to place this on the outer lid. If you don't want this to go as dark or dramatic, you can skip this one because this will make it a little bit deeper and more intense. I'm not really like buffing this around like I usually do with the other shades. This is more of like intentional patting motions to really deposit that color in that spot. You don't want this color going all over the place. And I'm just blending this out with that first brush. With whatever's left over on the pencil brush, I'm gonna look up and just lightly, very lightly bring this underneath. I don't want too much going on down here, but we're just gonna add a little razzle dazzle down there. A little something something. Now, I'm gonna grab a flat brush. This is a Reffer 28 brush. It's just a typical flat brush. I'm going to grab Brulee from MAC, which is this matte, kind of like a creamy white. Not super white though, like it's just a very, very pale neutral. I'm gonna pick this up on this brush. I'm putting this right on the inner lid of the eye to really brighten up the lid area. And kind of carry that into the inner corners. And then just grab your fluffy brush and blend the edges there and almost dust the darker colors over it so it just has this really nice fade and it's not like a harsh stop. And then I'm gonna use Nylon from MAC to highlight the inner corners and the brow bone. This is a very bright and intense highlighter. Very frosty. This is what I wore that day and I feel like it does make a difference. I usually just use like whatever face highlighter I'm using that day, but this just adds a little extra something and I like it. I like it a lot. And now for the fun part. I'm gonna grab my eyeliner. This has been, okay, this is so dirty. I do not know how this got so dirty. This has been my favorite eyeliner for years and it's so inexpensive in comparison to like your higher end eyeliner products, and to me, this is the best. This is the Flash Cat Eye Liner from L'Oreal. If you are a beginner at eyeliner doing any kind of liquid, you can use this piece here. This is detachable, and that can help you with like measuring where to do your eyeliner and everything. I have a full in-depth how-to eyeliner video. If you'd like an updated one, let me know. It is the same, but if you want something updated just because, let me know. But yeah, you can use this to measure that out and it's super simple. So I'm gonna do a quick liquid liner. I'm gonna grab, I've got a brand new Lash Paradise mascara from L'Oreal. My other one was really drying up too. I'm gonna grab my mascara and apply this to my lashes. For my lashes, I'm using the Ardell 422 lashes, my favorite. I'm popping them on the middle and then attaching the outer and the inner corners. And then I'm going back in with that liquid liner just to cover up the glue after the lash has dried. And that will just give this effect of like a really dark lash line, a really thick liner. Now that that is done, I do want a little bit more definition here in the crease. So I'm gonna grab another small fluffy brush and I'm gonna take a little bit of Mulch and Saddle mixed together and just pop this right here in the crease just to give a little bit more definition. You can really see the difference there. I'm gonna grab my fluffy brush and just ensure that this is blended. I don't want this to look like a cut crease. There we go, just a little bit more of that shadow. And lastly, we can complete this look with the lip. So I've kind of been doing like just a few different things when it comes to my lips, but at the end of the day, I'm doing a lip liner and pairing it with Vaseline. I'm gonna show you. So I'm gonna start with Iconic Nude from Charlotte Tilbury. This is a very neutral toned nude, but it can go a little bit cool toned, especially if you build it up. I'm gonna try to not do that because I don't necessarily love how it looks when it's more cool toned. So I'm just gonna apply this to the border of the lips. I never show this, but make sure you open your mouth and get the corners, because you see that separation? It's not cute. So always color that in really good. Okay, now I'm gonna lay this flat and just kind of blend that in. That is the base. And now I'm gonna go into my Vaseline and just apply this over the top. And that is the exact lip that I had on in my decor shop with me video. It's so easy. The only downside is that I do feel like it wears off pretty quickly because you don't have on, I don't know, that Vaseline is very slippery, but to me it's just so comfortable and I just would prefer to touch it up, you know, have it wear off and touch it up, than have something fade in like a weird, I don't know, you know when you get like the butthole lips, like the weird like lipstick ring in the middle of your lips. I would prefer something that just like wears off completely and I just touch it up, you know? But yeah, that is the look up close. Very simple, very classic, and you can recreate this with whatever products you have at home. But yeah, that is everything for this video. That completes this look. I hope that you enjoyed just this old school classic tutorial. I've been really feeling the pull to do more makeup recently. I don't know why, I just have been. So let me know all of your makeup requests down below. I'd love to do some tutorials and just kind of hang out and do some glam things. So yeah, I hope you liked this one. I hope my tips and tricks were helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and I will see you in the next one.